Check out this damage on this tree here. This time of year, when trees have few leaves on them, you can really notice the considerable damage, and it's caused by grey squirrels, and it can kill trees, especially young ones. Sadly, grey squirrels bring many problems, not just the fact they've driven the native red squirrels to localised extinctions by outcompeting the red squirrel for food and habitat, and by carrying the lethal squirrelpox virus. There are no red squirrels in Thanet anymore. And look at this chart, it shows the population distribution. Grey squirrels were first introduced to England from North America in 1876 as an ornamental species to populate the grounds of stately homes, and they've taken over. In fact, it's illegal to release a grey squirrel into the wild. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that it's not the grey squirrel's fault that they are here, but they are an invasive species and a real threat to biodiversity. The big problem is they don't have any predators, which is why you see so many albino ones. Grey squirrels are a threat to orchards, they destroy bulbs, corms, they eat tree nuts and even recently sown seeds. In fact, it's estimated that grey squirrel bark stripping damage costs the UK timber industry £14 million a year. And trees planted using grant funding are being destroyed by grey squirrels at an additional cost to the UK taxpayer. They are, of course, also prolific nest raiders. Grey squirrels eat songbird chicks and eggs. Research carried out by the Game Conservancy and Wildlife Trust demonstrates that grey squirrels have an adverse impact on many native woodland birds, reducing fledgling rates by an average of 15%, but it's thought to be higher. And I've seen robin, blackbird and thrush nests raided by them. They can even chew their way into nest boxes, and that's a big problem at Ellington Park. And greys can also eat many nuts before they are ripe enough for our native wildlife to enjoy them. Now, I always say that the fundamental problem with grey squirrels is that they are so cute. Often people get on edge if they see like rats in the garden. However, they actually have their place here. It's grey squirrels that carry more diseases and pose much more of a problem. And the topic of invasive species is a really important one. And I know some people won't like what I've got to say about these greys, but it is fact and it's backed by research and experience. So I know I might sound a bit mean, but please try not to encourage them by feeding them. Use squirrel-proof bird feeders too. Now, the grey squirrels won't starve to death. They'll be okay. There's plenty of food for them. They'll just breed a little bit less and they'll give our wildlife, trees and plants a bit more of a chance. Cheers guys, be wild.